Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about both Uber and Lyft because Uber and Lyft are about to start tracking your face as you're catching rides from both of those outfits. This is bewildering, I'm not a fan, and here's what's going on. This is coming from Vice News. Now, last week, Alfie, which is a self-described, and I quote, AI enterprise SaaS platform company powering computer vision with machine learning models, announced a deal to give Uber and Lyft drivers 10,000 digital tablets equipped with cameras that will display ads, catalog information about riders, and track your reaction to their content. Now, as part of a larger program, Alfie is offering ride-hail drivers a free tablet that it claims will use computer vision to, and I quote, recognize the demographics of the rider and serve them, and I quote again, personalized content as well as advertisements. Now, drivers are promised a revenue share of up to $350 so long as passengers actually engage with the content or the ads. Now, according to a press release announcing this rollout, Alfie uses computer vision and its ads are tailored, quote, by age, gender, geography, demographics, brand behavior, and interests. And the tablet, and I quote again, informs the advertisers that someone viewed their ad, the number of views, and each viewer's reaction to the ad. And that's according to the release. Basically, hundreds of Uber and Lyfts in Miami have already installed these tablets as a test run. And so if you're in Miami, you probably have your mugshot on facial recognition. They're looking at you. Now, Alfie's algorithm tracks quote-unquote small facial cues according to their website. On LinkedIn, its chief revenue officer admits that Alfie is, quote, utilizing computer vision for facial recognition. Still, throughout its marketing material, Alfie says that it respects your privacy, and that's a quote, it respects your privacy without tracking, storing cookies, or using identifiable personal information, except obviously your face, which everybody recognizes if they know you or can possibly pair you, with, let's say, another photo on Facebook or social media. They're saying it's also compliant with GDPR in Europe for data privacy. And according to their CEO, Paul Pereira, and I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, I apologize if I'm not, basically in one presentation, and I quote their CEO, imagine with me that you are a 25-year-old female wearing Gucci sunglasses and you're walking through an airport and the content of every kiosk or every digital screen you see is specifically curated for you. So instead of seeing ads for retirement homes or ads for wheelchairs, which are not really relevant to you as a 25-year-old female, instead you're seeing what you're seeing are ladies' fashionable wear and designer sunglasses specifically curated for you, end quote. And I would really hope that they are going to probably throw in advertising for credit cards as you rack up debt buying all of this junk. So that is obviously a huge problem. Uber, Lyft, and Alfie did not respond to Motherboard by Vice's request for comment, but this is actually, I think, a real interesting thing that they've got going on here. And I think what we're going to see here is the future, which is deeply, deeply concerning for privacy. As we are walking through airports and everything else, facial recognition is becoming essentially a normal thing. We are getting used to this. We are now raising a generation that essentially has a camera looking at them 24 hours a day as we give them phones and tablets, and it's got a selfie-facing camera. And by virtue of that, I think we really have to understand that what is unique to us are our biometrics, our fingerprints, our face. We are wholly unique. And while there are many people that might look like you, you are you. And I think that's something that we really have to discuss and understand. Now, some states, like the state I'm living in here, I'm in Chicago, so I'm in the state of Illinois, we have what's called the BIPA, the Biometric Information Privacy Act, where we essentially have to be informed in writing that they are indeed doing this. And I think there has to be proof of controls that if they are capturing your face, how they are actually using this. And I think that's a huge problem that we have. I don't know Alfie. I don't know their data privacy policies. I can't speak to that, but I think it speaks to a larger issue where we are simply going to accept these things in our life. And yes, fine, okay, I'm going to get into an Uber and all of this, and I'm going to tap okay, and it's going to play an ad or whatever. If you've ever been in a cab in a major city, they are already playing ads, although they usually don't have cameras in front of you. But this is what's going on. I recently did another video about cameras that Ford is looking to integrate, not just to tell you the speed as you're driving down the road, but to also look at the billboard and then advertise to you there. there's no reason why an Alfie couldn't get together with Ford and say, on top of that, we're going to monetize that person's reaction. And so now Ford and Alfie and the advertiser don't just know that you bought the car. They have your face. They know what you like, what you don't like, how you react. These are things that I think are a very serious problem. We are not opting out of facial recognition, and oftentimes we're not given the ability to because there's always a camera in my face. I had food delivery dropped off by one of the apps, and the lady walking away said, okay, thanks, smile, and took my picture with the food. I'm assuming so that I couldn't go back and complain that I didn't get the food, not that I was going to, but I didn't give that consent. She just did that. You walk up to any door that has a Ring doorbell, you're automatically in facial recognition. Did you consent to that? No. And millions of kids do that on Halloween every single year, to the point that Ring actually puts out how many, doorbell rings were in Miami or New York or Chicago or LA or whatever that is. This is what we're talking about here. We are normalizing essentially what is the antithesis of privacy in the name of progress. And quite frankly, I don't care if I'm seeing Gucci ads or retirement, home ads or ads for something that I actually like. Part of the understanding here is that advertising is getting you to buy things, and a lot of people are addicted to this on top of that. So you have people that say, ooh, I really want that pair of Gucci sunglasses or whatever, but I can't afford these right now. So you know what? Let me just go put it on my credit card. And instead of paying, I don't know how much Gucci sunglasses are, $100, $500, $1,000. Instead of paying $1,000, I'm now paying $1,200 over 5 years or worse. So these are the kinds of things I think that we really need to educate the population with. We really need to understand the privacy implications of these things. And as we are developing this technology, we don't just have to ensure that the security is there. We have to make sure that before it even starts recording, it even starts looking at you, we have the ability to say no. And I think that's an important thing. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but this is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.